Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, we are learning more about a man charged with arson and attempted murder after a shooting and fire in Lexington.
While the opening of a road in town was supposed to make traffic flow a little bit smoother, many folks are saying it's causing more issues.
And we have some sad news this morning. Baseball legend Yogi Berra has died at the age of 90.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you on this Wednesday. It is now officially fall. Welcome to the season. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. You know, it was pretty warm yesterday, though. I was expecting it to feel like fall. I had my pants and my long sleeves on to go out for a walk. And I got pretty hot.
Yeah, it heats up out there, you know, in the sunshine especially. We're going to see some changes over the next few days. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, the past couple of days have been there right around each other with temperature-wise. They haven't really changed that much. Today we'll actually reach the lower 80s for most outside, so it gets a little bit warmer each and every day. Clays Ferry Bridge, there is your shot. Temperatures in the 50s and then a couple of 60s down toward the southeast, so it's a really mild start to the day. Actually feels quite nice. Today's forecast be at 81 as just really nice weather in store. And then we'll go through the focus of the forecast, and that's already watching the weekend because we have a little rain moving our direction. What are we talking about with this rain, though, and the timing of it? I'll get into those details in just about 10 minutes.
All right, see you then. Thank you.
Well, we have some overnight breaking news. We've learned that baseball legend and former New York Yankee Yogi Berra has passed away.
The museum dedicated to him released a statement saying the 90-year-old died last night. The catcher was a 15-time All-Star player, a Hall of Famer, and a member of the All-Century team. And he's known for being one of the best baseball players in history and for his unique view of the world. He had lots of sayings that we'll all be recalling over the next few days. Other news and new this morning, we have learned that a Kentucky teenager injured in a Labor Day crash has passed away. Lincoln County Public Schools posted on Facebook that 18-year-old Ricardo Nunez died yesterday. He was a senior at Lincoln County High School, and according to a Knoxville TV station, Nunez was riding in a car with his 4 friends when it ran off of the road on I-640 east of the city. None of the other teens were seriously hurt. The school says they will be having grief counselors at the school today for any students and faculty who need that.
We're learning more this morning about a man charged with 2 counts of attempted murder.
In addition, 27-year-old Adam Duff is charged with arson, wanton endangerment, and armed robbery. Authorities say that he set fire to a home and later shot a man during a poker game. WKYT's Michele Chamberland is joining us from District Court with the new details in this case. Michelle?
Yes, Adam Duff will be in court today on several charges including arson, robbery, and attempt to commit murder. Now, the arson charge comes from this past Sunday. According to court documents, Duff shot and robbed a man on Warfield Place during a poker game. In the document, it says Duff was at the home for a drug deal. He demanded more cash, and one of the men in the home refused. That man said he was then shot in the leg and hit over the head several times. Duff then stole money from the man's wallet and ran. Now, the arson charge is actually for what happened 2 days after Duff was accused of setting the home on fire on Leestown Road. Court documents say that Duff knew Stephanie Keene, the caregiver of Clarence Woodrum. Woodrum is the owner of the home. Documents say that Keene and Duff were arguing when she ran upstairs and locked herself in a bedroom with a wheelchair-bound Woodrum. Duff tried to kick the door down before yelling that he was going to set the house on fire. A few moments later, he did just that. Keene says that he jumped from the balcony and waved down people. Several people were able to help Woodrum out of the second floor of his burning home. Woodrum is still in shock over the entire situation.
I couldn't believe that he said something like that. You know, I thought, you know, just he's shooting his mouth off or something because I'd told him he had to leave the house and and I said, just go on, get away from the house, get out of the yard and everything. And he said some cuss words and said, well, if I have to leave, I'll burn you up. I'll kill you.
Now, Woodrum's home was destroyed in the fire. Duff is charged with attempted murder in the arson case, as well as wanton endangerment, as firefighter was sent to the hospital from injuries sustained during efforts to put out that fire. Now, Duff is set to be arraigned later today at 1 o'clock. Live in Lexington, Michele Chamberland, WKYT.
All right, thanks, Michelle. Well, it is supposed to ease traffic congestion on the west side of Lexington, but now drivers are dealing with a whole new set of problems, they say, with the opening of Citation Boulevard. The intersection off Citation and Greendale has now seen at least 5 crashes since it opened just on Monday. The latest happened yesterday evening, and it sent a woman to the hospital. Right now, there's just a stop sign on Greendale.
We just were talking about how dangerous the intersection seemed to be, and then all of a sudden it was very strange. We just heard the accident happen. It was very, metal on metal, and we walked up here and just saw.
Well, several signs do remind drivers that cars on Citation do not have to stop. A police officer has been patrolling the area, hoping to help slow down drivers. Because Greendale's a state road, it is the state's decision whether or not to put a light there at that intersection. Well, Lexington sanitation workers have reached a tentative agreement with the city regarding worker issues. The groups met yesterday morning to discuss overtime, vacation time, and safety. A representative for the workers says that the two sides verbally agreed to some key changes. According to our partners at the Herald Leader, the sanitation union will hold a rally at the Government Center tomorrow evening. They hope to raise awareness before the Urban County Council meeting.
The time this morning is 5:06 on WKYT, and more than 100 people gathered in southern Kentucky to show their support for law enforcement. Officer Jimmy Hoskins with the U.S. Forest Service organized the Our Lives Matter event in Laurel County. It included the reading of 25 names, all of them American police officers killed in the line of duty just since August 1st. The most recent, a Florida deputy, was shot to death yesterday. The event ended with the crowd laying hands on the officers and praying for them. The father of a murdered state police trooper came to Frankfort to push for making police cruisers safer. Trooper Cameron Ponder died last week when a suspect fired shots into his cruiser. House Speaker Greg Stumbo is asking state police to look into different methods of protecting officers in their vehicles.
A bulletproof windshield would have saved my son's life. Thank you. And lastly, to my humble son, Cameron, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father, which is in heaven. Amen.
Stumbo says he hopes to have a bill ready to go before the legislature in January.
A grand jury will now decide whether or not a Knox County high school student will be charged in a drug case. Police in Knox County say Dante Brown sold a drug to students and told them it was LSD. 2 students who took the drug had to be released into the hospital. They were later released. A juvenile was also taken into custody.
Pope Francis is beginning his first full day here in the United States today. It is a packed day of events, beginning with a welcoming ceremony at the White House. CBS's Weijia Jiang has the latest from Washington.
The crowds that greeted Pope Francis at Joint Base Andrews Tuesday are expected to pale in comparison to those officially welcoming Francis to our nation's capital today. Francis will begin his first full day on U.S. soil with a grand arrival ceremony on the White House lawn, followed by a private meeting with President Obama.
This is not a meeting between politicians, but rather it is an opportunity for two respected world leaders with significant influence around the globe to spend some time talking about the values that they hold in common.
Thousands will line the streets from the Ellipse to the National Mall just to catch a glimpse of the Pope. Emily Risley will get to see him up close. The 23-year-old soprano is one of 90 choir members tapped to sing for Pope Francis when he celebrates Mass at the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception this afternoon.
We have to be in control and remember everything that I've learned in all of my schooling to try to do my absolute best.
Conductors chose singers to reflect the diversity of the Catholic Church in the U.S. Mass will be held outside for a crowd of 25,000 people who scored a ticket. On Thursday, Pope Francis will deliver the first ever papal address to a joint session of Congress before heading to New York City. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Washington.
And a group of 160 people from Lexington will be traveling to see the Pope in person. The group will leave for Philadelphia tomorrow morning, and they plan to tour holy sites and areas of historic significance around the city. And then on Saturday, they'll be joining thousands of others for the Festival of Families. They'll also be attending Mass with Pope Francis on Sunday. Well, this weekend will mark another worldly phenomenon that has not been seen in decades. According to NASA, a supermoon will combine with a lunar eclipse on September 27th. Scientists say the eclipse will mask the moon's larger-than-life face. Sunday's eclipse will last a little more than an hour, and people around the world will be able to see it. So it should be very interesting. We'll see if we get clear skies and can take that in.
Let's hope.
Time this morning is 5:10, and WKYT this morning is just getting started.
Well, just in time for the start of the fall season, North America has picked its biggest pumpkin. We'll show you more of this squash behemoth after weather.
It is about the temperatures the next few days again, but we're slowly but surely getting warmer each and every day. We'll look for some rain towards your weekend. I'll get into those details coming up next.